Hi, everyone. We're going to start here about 4 minutes. Give everyone a few more minutes to get in here. Thanks for joining us, and we'll start soon. Hi, everyone. We are going to get started with our presentation in about 1 minute. So we'll give everyone else that might be a minute or two late to join. And if you have any questions or comments, you can put them in the Q&A, and I'll address more on that here shortly. Thank you. All right, we will get started now. I am Kate Rader, the marketing specialist at NBS, and I am joined with the speakers, Eric Thorne, the Senior Vice President of Business Development, and Steve Sandel, Director of Business Development. And we also have Scott Muir. He's the VP of Consumer-Driven Healthcare. And we have also some other NBS relationship managers and employees that are participating in this, but Scott and Steve and Eric are the ones on camera. We are going to be talking about every service we offer at NBS and the importance of understanding how we can be compliant and adjust to all the needs that your business might have, or have any employee questions, we will answer. We have a Q&A box. You can submit that and we will address them at the end of the webinar. And if anything else comes up, please let us know and we will get started. This is being recorded. We'll have the presentation deck and the video to you by email here in the next day or so. Okay. Today's agenda will be our introductions, retirement plan administration, consumer-driven healthcare administration, lifestyle account administration, COBRA, compliance services, wrap and premium only plans, and then our Q&A at the end, like I mentioned. So like I said, please submit your questions and we will address them. We always love to hear what you all have, and if anything comes up, feel free to contact your relationship manager or Steve or Eric. We'll have their contact information at the end of the presentation. All right, Eric, if you want to get started, we'll go ahead and dive in.
Yeah, hello. I'm Eric Thorne. Like Kate mentioned, I work with Steve on the new business team. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. I'm here today to talk a little bit about our retirement plan administration. Similar to what we do on the consumer-driven healthcare plans, we provide administration and support for all different types of retirement plans, as you can see here. 401k plans, 403b plans, 457 plans, defined benefit plans. We also do group plans. You may have heard in the news more recently, PEPs, MEPs, MEAPs, those types of group plans. But know that we are here to provide that same administration service that we provide on other products for your retirement plans as well. I spend a lot of my day working with prospective clients, consulting on what kind of a plan do they need, right? Do they need a 401k plan or a 403b plan? Could we enhance their current retirement plan offering by adding a defined benefit plan or a supplemental cash balance plan to what they have? So a big part of our role here at NBS is to be a consultant for our broker partners, our advisor partners, our consultant partners, and certainly our prospective clients and our clients. We want to design the best retirement plan that we can for you to meet your goals, your objectives for your organization. We work in all market types, all market areas and segments. What I mean by that is we do small startup plans. We do several hundred new startup 401k or 403b plans each year. A lot of those are small businesses just getting started with a handful of employees, or a business that may spin off from another business. They sold off a division or something like that. They previously had a 401k plan or a 403b plan, and now they are an independent business or a separate business, so we have to start a plan for them. That's what we do all day, every day. We love to be a consultant. We love to take a plan, look under the hood, review it together with your client, the advisor and broker partners, and see how we can enhance the services. A lot of the times what we find is that we can make meaningful changes that benefit both the employer and the participants for the plan. We find an awful lot of plans out there that haven't been updated for several years, if ever. And a lot of the feedback we hear is, I didn't know this was possible. Thanks for helping us and really digging into the weeds and helping us understand our plan options and what's available. If you look at the next slide, one of the other things that we do to enhance retirement plans is we also operate as what's called a 316 fiduciary. 316 is a code section, just like 401k, 403b. 316 in that code section, it outlines an employer's responsibilities for all things relating to the administration of their plan. The list is long. There's a few things listed here. But as an enhanced service, we can sign on as the named plan administrator in the plan document and take on that fiduciary responsibility. So many employers are out there, they're getting audited, they're unsure of things and need some support beyond basic administration, and that's where we come in to sign on as the named fiduciary for the plan. We really then take a deep dive into everything. All of the signatures for the plan document. You can see we sign and file the Form 5500 annually. Those become, things like that become our responsibility, and take that off of you as the employer. This is a service that's been around forever, but it's become more mainstream about the last 4 or 5 years. And we have several thousand of our clients utilizing us for this service. If you want, you have questions about any of these types of things, like Kate said, our contact information will be there at the end of the presentation. But this is what we do. We want to consult. We want to help. Even if it's just a question, hey, what about this? Or how about this? Or should we choose this? We've already started with a plan here. What would you suggest? That's what we're here for, is to help make plans better, to make them operate smoothly, and help them be a benefit for the employer to their participants. So thanks you for the time today, and I appreciate it. I'll turn the time over to Steve.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us today. I'm Steve Sandel, part of the business development team here at NBS. As Eric mentioned, we do offer retirement administration. That's one side of things that we do here at NBS. The other side is considered our consumer-driven healthcare administration team, and I'm going to talk a little bit about those different benefits and how we administer them, why an employer might want to consider offering some of these benefits, how we can help you if you're trying to decide which one's the best for you or for your employees, and then also how we feel we set ourselves apart from our competitors when we are doing the administration of these benefits. So on the consumer-driven healthcare side, first thing that we offer, and the main thing, is full administration of these benefits listed here. So FSAs, a way for your employees to pay for out-of-pocket expenses, healthcare expenses with pre-tax funds that they contribute from their paycheck, dependent care assistance program or dependent care FSAs for your employees that have children in daycare and they want to use pre-tax funds to pay for those dependent care expenses while they're working. Health savings account for people that are on high deductible health plans that also want to set aside money to pay for out-of-pocket healthcare expenses with pre-tax funds. We also administer health reimbursement arrangements, or HRAs. Those are employer-funded benefits that you can fund your employees' HRA with pre-tax funds, and again, they can use that for out-of-pocket medical expenses. And then we also administer Section 132 commuter plans or transit and parking plans. These are plans for employees that are using mass transit or paying for parking while they're at work, and they can use pre-tax funds to pay for those transportation expenses or those parking expenses. With each of these benefits, we do offer full administration. So what that includes is we draft the plan document for you. With each of these benefits, you'll need a specific plan document that allows you to offer the benefit. We handle the day-to-day administration, meaning we process the reimbursement requests from your employees and get them the funds for when they paid for something out of pocket. In most cases, we're also providing them with a debit card that they can use to spend if they have an FSA, an HSA, in most cases an HRA as well. We'll provide them with a debit card. And then some other compliance things that we help with include non-discrimination testing. If you're offering most of these benefits, you are required to do non-discrimination testing to make sure that the benefit isn't discriminatory in favor of owners, officers, and highly compensated employees. And we'll help with that. And then we can also help with 5500 filings if you need a 5500 for any of these benefits. Another benefit that we administer is a lifestyle spending account. If we want to move on to the next slide, lifestyle spending accounts have become very popular over the last few years as a way for employers to attract talent, retain talent, enhance company culture, improve employee engagement. Lifestyle spending accounts can be used for any type of expense. And at NBS, we have different categories of LSAs that you can offer to your employees based on what you're trying to accomplish. A lot of employers want to fund an LSA and they allow their employees to use those funds for whatever they want. Basically anything that's not an illegal expense, they can use their LSA funds to pay for that item if the employer wants to design it that way. Another option that we have is if an employer wants to choose specific expenses that they want to include as eligible and others that they don't want to include as eligible. We have an option where an employer can pick and choose the expenses that they want to be considered eligible under their LSA. Then we also have an option with an LSA. If not only do you want to choose the types of expenses that are considered eligible, but set certain parameters in place before an employee can be reimbursed. So for example, if you want to reimburse your employees for gym memberships, but you only want to reimburse them if they're using it, so you want them to prove that they've been to the gym at least 10 times in the month. That's a popular type of LSA too that we can help with the administration of. Another thing that we can help with the administration of is COBRA. If we move on to the next slide. So COBRA, I'm sure those of you are aware, COBRA is something that you have to offer to employees who have lost coverage on your medical plan for whatever reason. Maybe they're terminated or they're no longer eligible to participate in your plan. They have to be offered COBRA coverage to continue that coverage. Here at NBS, we can administer COBRA for you. We understand that this is a small part of what you do. For those of you that are maybe on the benefits team, HR managers, probably not something that you want to focus a lot of time on. So if you're not currently working with a COBRA administrator, NBS can help take that off your plate. If you are currently working with a COBRA administrator and considering making a change, some things about our COBRA administration that I think stand out. And this applies to basically all of our administrative services. On the retirement side, the things that Eric talked about, on the consumer-driven healthcare side, FSAs, HRAs, with each of our different lines of administration, we provide you with a relationship manager. So a day-to-day contact that you can go to, that you can consider kind of an extension of your benefits team. You're not just emailing or calling a general number or emailing a general inbox and not knowing who you're going to hear from. You'll have a direct point of contact here at NBS. With our COBRA administration, we send out all the required notices to employees, whether they're new hires, whether they've lost coverage and they need their COBRA notice, we'll send those out. Along with that, we can integrate with pretty much any benefit admin system so that you don't really have to do a lot. We set up file feeds so that we're receiving the information that we need to get those notices out. And you're not having to manually send them over to us or manually enter those into our portal. You do have the option to do that if you're not working with a Ben admin system. That's another thing that sets us apart on the COBRA side is our COBRA portal is really intuitive, really simple and easy to figure out how to use. I've seen a number of different COBRA systems that have just been really difficult to work with, difficult for me to figure out, both on the administrative side and the employer side. We've moved to a new COBRA platform a few years ago, and like I said, it's really intuitive and simple and easy to figure out how to use. Moving on to the next slide, NBS also offers some standalone service that kind of help you stay compliant and take things off your plate. For our clients that have administration services with us, like I said, we do help with their Form 55 filing and their non-discrimination testing, but we do offer these as standalone services as well. So if you just need help with your 5500 filing, you're looking for someone that can assist with that, that's something that NBS can do. Same thing with non-discrimination testing. And we also offer some plan document services. Those plan document services do include some of the benefits that I mentioned that we do handle full administration for. So for example, if you're administering an HRA in-house, but you realize that you don't have a document for that, that is something that you need to have. So if you want to continue handling the administration, NBS can just draft a document for you to keep you compliant, and you can continue to handle the administration. Some other more popular document-only services or more common document-only services that we help with are listed here. So we can help with wrap plans and premium-only plans. A wrap plan is a way for you to consolidate multiple different benefit plans into one document. The purpose of doing that is if you're filing multiple 5500s for all these different benefits and want to kind of consolidate that so that you only have to do one single 5500 filing, having a wrap plan is a way to do that. If you set up a wrap plan and consolidate all of your benefits into that one wrap plan, then you're only required to file one 5500 at the end of the year instead of multiple plans for all the different benefit plans and documents that you may have. Also, another common thing that we help employers with is a POP plan or a premium only plan. So if you're not offering an FSA, an HSA, and HRA, but you do allow your employees to pay for their insurance or their coverage on a pre-tax basis with their premiums, you should have a POP plan in place or a Section 125 plan in place. If you don't have that, that's something that NBS can help with. We have options where it's just kind of transactional, where we draft the document for you, send it to you, and then kind of your relationship with NBS ends at that point. But we also have a POP service that includes annual maintenance. The purpose of the annual maintenance is after your document is drafted, it's possible that it may need amendments, whether those are changes that you want to make to your plan design, maybe the eligibility changes, or if there's a government regulated change that needs to happen in your document. We would be able to assist with that if you do include the annual maintenance. And along with that, we would also help with your non-discrimination testing. Like I spoke about that before, that's something that's required with the POP plan as well. That's something that NBS can help with if you wanted to include the annual maintenance if we're drafting your POP document. So that kind of covers everything on the CDH side. I'm going to turn it back over to Caitlin to see what kind of questions have come in.
Yes, thanks, Steve and Eric. We do have a few questions. We have some in the chat. We have some in the Q&A. So I will start with, are any of these benefits required to be offered to employees?
So on the CDH side, no, you're not required to offer these benefits. These are just different ways that you can attract talent, retain talent by offering these different benefits that would help an employee financially, but you're not required to offer any of them. Like I mentioned with POPs, though, if you are allowing your employees to pay for premiums on a pre-tax basis, you are required and should have a POP document in place.
And on the retirement plan side, depending on the eligibility, you do need to offer it to employees, right? Each retirement plan has eligibility guidelines and eligibility qualifications. So, you know, an employee has worked here, you know, at the employer for so long and completed the service and things like that. There's several notices that need to go out to employees. We help with all of that. Instructing on who needs to get it and when, those types of things. But for retirement plan purposes, generally speaking, most all employees need to be notified of that there is a plan and their eligibility requirements and how they can participate.
All right, next question from the chat. If employees forget to enroll in benefits during open enrollment, are they eligible for COBRA?
My understanding is that they would not be eligible for COBRA. COBRA is only something that's offered if employees have something that's considered a qualifying event where they lose coverage. And if they just choose not to enroll or forget to enroll, that's not necessarily considered a qualifying event, so they wouldn't be eligible for COBRA.
All right, we had some questions submitted before the webinar. What information would you need to review our retirement plan?
So yeah, if you have an existing retirement plan, 401k, 403b, defined benefit plan, whatever, generally speaking, we just need your plan documents. Plan documents include the master plan document, the adoption agreement, summary plan description. Sometimes plans have amendments, but we'll review those. Come back, set up a call or a meeting, kind of go through with you or your client our findings. Outline several ways to maybe amend the plan, change it to make it more effective. We like to kind of go through and find out what the goals, the objectives of the organization are, and how we can align the benefit plans with those. And most organizations have what they call benefit dollars or a benefit spend. So working within a budget there to enhance all benefit plans, not just the retirement plan, but the ones that Steve spoke of as well. But basic plan document, adoption agreement, summary plan description are the most, they're going to give us the most of what we need to take a look at the plan provisions and the plan specifications and be able to give you a great analysis of your plan, how it stacks up, and then what changes you could make or should make.
All right. Another question for you, Eric. Could we add your fiduciary services to our current 401k plan?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Our 316 fiduciary services, like I mentioned, they are a standalone service. So you can employ us or hire us just to work on your existing plan, even if we're not doing the administration. So yeah, we would come in, perform that that comprehensive review of your plan, talk about our services, where we would plug in, and kind of alleviate a lot of the fiduciary responsibility from the organization, and then kind of go from there. But the answer to that is absolutely yes. So.
Okay. Steve, we have a couple questions for you. Why should a company consider a lifestyle account?
Good question. I think the main reasons would be what most employers consider when they decide to offer an LSA is it's a way for them, like I mentioned, to attract talent, retain talent, enhance company culture, and also kind of improve employee engagement. A lot of employers have asked, why wouldn't I just take those funds and give each of my employees a salary increase? But I think the difference with doing it through an LSA is the way that it's perceived or the way that it's viewed as by the employee. If you were just to give them a salary increase, they consider that their money that they earn. It's part of their paycheck, part of what they earn for the work that they do for you. Where if you put that into an LSA, that's a separate benefit. That's money that my employer gives me as a separate benefit that I can do whatever I want with, as long as it's within the parameters of the LSA. So those are some of the reasons that an LSA is a great way to do those few things that I mentioned: attract talent, retain talent, and enhance company culture.
Great. And Steve, I think a question we've seen a lot, especially this week and this month, is about DCAP and the changes being made there. Do you mind going over just the changes that we'll see here in 2026?
Yeah. So with the dependent care FSA, an employee, the maximum contribution for years has always been $5,000 that can be contributed in a household, or $2,500 per year if you're married but filing separately. And when the big beautiful bill was passed, part of what was included was that was an increase to the dependent care maximums, saying that starting in 2026, that the maximums would increase to $7,500 for a household, or $3,750 if you're married and filing separately. So that does become effective January 1st of 2026. If you currently have a dependent care FSA and you're not on a calendar plan year right now, with the guidance available, it seems like you'll need to wait until your plan year starts in 2026 before you offer that $7,500. And we're kind of monitoring that to see if there's any additional guidance released that would give you, when you're on an off-calendar plan year, to adopt that increase earlier. But as of right now, it would be effective January 1st of 2026 if you are on a calendar plan year. And for those of you that are not on a calendar plan year, it would be when your first plan year starts in 2026.
Great. Well, thank you both. This was very informative, and we will provide the video of the entire presentation along with the presentation deck, like I said, to you in an email. We'll send it and get that out to you probably tomorrow or the next day. And if any questions come up, we have Eric and Steve's contact information on the slide right now. You can contact your relationship manager. And we thank you for being with us today. And if you need anything else, let us know. Thanks, everyone.